Call this meeting to order. No, have a roll call.
Lee,
Yep.
Robert,
Yep.
Billy, Chastity,
Yes.
Danny,
Present.
Lisa, Jody, Michaela.
Yes.
Okay, make motion to approve agenda. Need a motion?
I motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion to approve the August 15th regular meeting. See anything on that? We'll discuss. Need a motion then.
I'll make the motion there, Mr. President.
Okay, need a second.
I'll second.
I got Kenny.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Motion to approve the executive session 15.
I'll make a motion.
Need a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Book comments. Old business.
What do you got to public comment?
Got one?
Public comment.
Okay, that's one, public comment.
Anybody got anything to say? Has everybody signed in? Public comment.
Okay. Old business and policy discussion, possible action.
Did you get a chance to
Go over it.
read it? Okay. So I have some questions and points for discussion on this. If we're going to go ahead and go with the policies and procedures. Under shifts, page 3, any employee living more than 2 miles from the ambulance bay will be required to stay in-house. That needs to be stricken.
Page 3.
Yeah, shifts.
It's not on our page 3.
Yeah.
Is it on your page 3?
Under shifts.
It's on our page 5. 3, 4.
Well,
What's on page 5?
it's the third page. but-
Yeah, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
I was wondering myself, I didn't know, do you take it out or do you just make it?
Oh, it's in your
formal?
policy procedures. But we got
Well,
like
it's
2
not so much
Oh,
that
I didn't
we
know
can
what you said.
require that anyone while on shift stays within 2 miles, but we cannot say that they are required to stay in-house. Do you remember the discussion with Alan Baker?
All we have to do is say they have to stay within 2 miles.
Within 2
of the
miles, so
village.
we need to strike out where it
Yes.
says required to stay in-house.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
That was on the old
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
We
I
didn't
know,
change
I know.
that.
We just need to change it to,
Within 2 miles of the village.
Yeah. With the exception of the school, I think that is just beyond the 2 mile mark from Toledo. But like going out to the school for an event, for
Right.
a kid or
Yeah,
whatever.
we
it's
agree,
also-
like you do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, just where it says required to stay, the in-house part is the part that,
Okay.
Yes.
let me know when you're ready.
We're ready?
Next page, utilizing Toledo volunteer. I would like to see something in there added about pay for full-time employees covering for personal and vacation at the rate of $100 a shift. I know it says specifically for the volunteers, but on personal and vacation time.
We had done that after the.
No, we haven't done a vacation. We're supposed to talk about that
Yeah,
tonight.
that was
That will be
supposed
done
to be
with
done.
executive.
So will you let me know if
Yeah, what-
you decide to add
Yes.
that? Okay.
You said
On-
vacation and what?
Personal and vacation days. We don't have sick time, but we do get the personal and
Gotcha.
vacation time. Next page, trading days.
Yes.
At the very last, I think that it needs to be reworded just for a little bit of clarification, where it says, like EMT or paramedic is called in to cover the shift, that employee will be the one that loses pay. I think that should say the employee that does not cover will be the one that loses pay. instead of just saying that employee will be the one that loses pay.
Hold
Just for clarification.
Read it again.
It says, the EMTD or paramedic is called in to cover the shift, that employee will be the one that loses pay.
The one supposed to cover this.
And,
Yeah.
Good job. It's the last paragraph.
Last paragraph.
yeah,
You're talking about the one who trades.
yes, instead of saying that employee will be the one that loses pay,
Should be the one
or,
that they cover.
yes, the employee that does not cover will be the one that loses pay, just for clarification. It's a long thing.
The one that's agreed to cover it and then didn't cover it is the one that
Yes,
loses.
the employee
Right.
that does not.
And this was
cover.
in the old one too, correct? Okay.
Yes. Like I said, I just think the wording,
Right. The way it works is the one that's covering it will get paid.
Right.
Yes, ma'am?
okay. Next page, protocols for the ambulance, very back in that one. Again, not that it matters, but I would like to see added, protocols are located in the ambulance in hard copy form as well as available in Region 6 protocol app for all Region 6 approved EMTs. Again, just to cover our tail ends.
What are you wanting?
Where it says protocols for the ambulance, it just states the protocols for the ambulance have been set by Region 6 and the coordinator will update them. I think that.
That's not what mine says. Mine says protocols for the ambulance have already been set by Region 6, Sarah Bush Lincoln Health Center, state and federal protocols. These are in the ambulance and will be followed as normal. That's what mine says.
Right, and I'm saying to add, as well as available in the protocol app for Region 6 approved EMTs, because we do have that as a resource that is approved by the region to use. Do you know what I'm saying, Jody?
Yeah, she's just wanting to say where these
Yeah.
protocols can be located on the truck and that we keep them on.
Yeah, and you have these are in the ambulance and will be followed as normal. I'm just asking if we should throw in about the app. Because that is the one that is updated more frequently than the book.
Well, then that's up to the coordinator to update the book.
But right, no,
Yeah.
it is, and she's done well at that. I'm just saying that for the sake of the policies and procedures manual.
What if everybody don't have the app?
Right.
There is one. Yes.
Let me think how to word that so it can go in there. I don't have a problem with it going in there, I just
Right.
have to word it
Right.
specifically.
Okay, and like I said, I'm just bringing it up for,
Right, right.
So put a question on this.
Yeah.
yes.
Well,
Got
that's
it.
it.
Question.
Follow the joke.
Do I?
Follow up the joke. Yes.
Okay.
Gotcha. Yes, ma'am.
The next one, weekly chores list is the next page,
Mhm.
where it states Monday rig inventory, and then nothing else about inventory. The
Oh,
very,
yeah, no, that needs updated.
the very next page, E, for Toledo ambulance equipment, states that the beginning of each 48-hour shift or with the change of a paramedic on duty and replaced after each call is whenever the check should be done. And we have a text stating that check should be
Yeah,
done every 24 hours.
so.
I don't care which it is. Is it weekly on Mondays? Is it every 48 hours at the start of the shift? Or is it
That
every
just hadn't
24
been
hours?
updated since we had tabled the protocols.
So what-
multiple times,
what is it?
Every 24 hours.
24.
I didn't think that the every 24 hours had been approved by the board.
Hours. Recheck. Okay?
Are you asking, like,
Yeah.
there,
Yeah.
she wants to know if it's been approved,
Well, that's what we was doing with this.
she said she wasn't aware that every 24 hours the check had never been approved by the board, that's what
Right.
I was asking.
Every 24 hours versus at the start of every
Yes,
shift.
yes. We knew it was gonna be changed, we just didn't change it. is what we're saying.
So it's officially changed now.
Well, as soon as we vote on it, it changes.
And done.
Yes.
So the board had not been completely updated, so we could actually sit down and everybody had a chance to go over everything and discuss it.
I have a question. Why, when you're on for 48 hours, would you have to do a rig check every 24 hours instead of 48? Because you know what is on.
We did have
the
some
rig.
supplies come up missing. Once this other rig gets up and more fully stocked, it will be each rig during that. You'll do
One rig, one
One,
day.
your first out rig the first day, the second out rig the second day.
So where are the supplies getting taken? Do you not have them?
They
taken care of?
haven't,
You have?
as of, since less people are in the building. They've actually done fairly well and nothing has come up missing since.
I just-
Thankfully, it was something minor. It was nasal cannulas. We had a lot of people in and out. We have locked down as to who's in and out.
Nasal what?
Nasal cannulas, they're for oxygen, to give oxygen. So,
But it's good to get into that procedure.
that habit.
Well, yeah, because if you go out on a run or something, somebody uses something you don't know about,
But they're on for 48, that's what I'm saying.
right, but what if he uses something you don't know about, and then you go for it, it's not there?
Yeah, but
So-
she's saying it's the same crew
It's
that's
the
on.
same,
I know.
it's the same crew.
I forgot to grab.
The ambulance didn't go out.
Right.
There wasn't nobody here. And when they went on, it was missing.
When we did our check, they were there, and when we came back later, they were not. So at that point, I wanted more strenuous rig checks until keys got remade and things like that for the safety of the medics and everyone else. And
everything's
once
under
we-
lock and key now.
And once we
That's
got
what
the
I'm saying.
second rig.
Everything.
That's what I'm saying,
Yeah,
then
it
it
is.
should be safe, it shouldn't be
And then
a problem.
it's a habit they're gonna have to keep till, now that we have a second one, and we're gonna fully stock it as soon as possible, so.
And we got new cabinets for out the bay. They have a good lock on it. Everything's under lock and key.
I'm not worried about that, I just wondered.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, next page, coordinator duties. Fourth from the bottom, yearly budget.
Some of this is the new stuff, yeah.
Okay,
Yearly
I don't
budget.
have that one.
It's some of the new ones, I believe. Oh, no, it's back
I
there.
got
It's under coordinator
Yeah.
duties.
It's this one. You're not.
Ours is
you're
all the way-
looking
it's
at
all the way in the back.
So it's in this
Very
one.
back, yeah.
Hang on. Got it.
Okay, fourth one from the bottom, yearly budget with monthly reports for the board. That is something that I have done from the very beginning. I was curious as to whether or not that was going to stay where it was, and do you want me to hand that over to her, or you want it to be added to the billing side and
That's the wrong one.
It's actually on the billing specialist duties at the moment. on the
One,
old one.
2, 3, 4.
yearly budget with monthly reports for the board.
You just say on the old one, it was under.
Yeah,
billing.
under the old one is under the billing.
Okay.
And
Got you.
Yeah, you and I had discussed that.
Okay.
That is entirely up to you guys, however you want to do that. I can,
So right now, are you doing that?
Yes, I have done it from the beginning.
it's up to you guys.
Yeah.
She's got the experience, I mean, if she doesn't object to it,
Otherwise, it's working out.
I was just.
I think these two need to talk and then they need to decide what they agree on,
Well,
is what I think.
Um,
basically, if those two.
Yes, that's, I think
mean,
that
you
would be
can
better
work
just
together.
in case both of us get together.
So you can both do it.
Yeah. That way, if you're gone, I know exactly what's going
know
on.
me.
Right.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Right.
We just
Okay.
both need to be involved.
So include that under both?
Leave it on coordinator and add it
Yes.
to the biller.
Yes.
Right.
That's a good idea.
They both need to know what's going on.
Well, yeah, that way if, like last month, when you got called out, she could do your thing. Yes.
And, the last one on coordinator duties, oversee billing and if necessary, take over billing duties if the assigned employee is unable to complete their duties. I'm gonna ask for that to be stricken. Both the position of coordinator and of biller is board appointed, and I don't think the coordinator should have the right to remove biller from said position without full board.
I don't think it's saying that she can remove you.
No, it's saying in the
It's saying
event of
if we
exigent
remove you.
circumstances,
Say-
that she can't, say she's
Right.
in an accident and cannot get to the computer, somebody has to do the billing during that time. That's what
That's all that means.
Yeah.
Like, say you're on vacation and somebody has an issue. She needs to be able to get in there and get the information to give to that person. You know what I'm saying?
That's not what it says. It says take over billing duties, so.
Yeah,
If you
that's
get-
just-
In exigent
if you are unable to do it and you're gone, so you can't do it, that's
If you
what
needed
that
that, if you would feel better of me adding exigent circumstances. I
How
can add
long of a period of time are
that.
you?
Say not very.
No, I mean, like, at what point? Because I took a week's vacation and was able to do my job both before and after vacation. Obviously, I was out of state.
That
but-
wasn't necessary for her to do it.
Yeah, it was not
So-
necessary for me to do it during that time.
That's what I'm saying. What time frame are we
We wouldn't know,
considering?
because we don't know what the circumstances would be.
It
Like,
would be,
if I can work for 2 weeks, then, or if I can work for 4 weeks, then.
it would be based upon the circumstances. If somebody came in and they needed to see, say, state came in and needed to see the billing now and you weren't available, you're on vacation, I at that point have to do something about it.
Well, no, right, no, absolutely.
That's what that's referring to.
Okay. And on the billing one, next one down, number 16, ensure the coordinator has full access to billing and other business accounts. The reason I have that one highlighted is specifically to mention QuickBooks. QuickBooks was one that the previous coordinator had nothing to do with, as we're aware. We do have a double check system on the bills where she collects and does the checks, and then I, do the paperwork to make sure everything is, we agree before it gets presented to you. I think that doing that the same way on the other end with QuickBooks with billing, where I enter it into the billing program, she has access to QuickBooks on the computer that's on her desk. She can double check my work by entering it in there.
So you're saying you don't want to do the QuickBooks?
I'm saying that I absolutely can. But it's not a matter of whether I want to or not. It's a question of, we have a double check system on payables. Should we not have a double check system on the receivables?
But, okay, I get that, but she's doing the ledger. So if she's gonna put it in QuickBook, who's double checking her?
Actually, we both kind of do the ledger.
Yeah.
Okay, but still, who's gonna double check your work if you're putting in QuickBook? Not counting what
she
you
can
do.
get in.
Yes.
Yeah, we can both have access.
Right. Plus the QuickBooks is what the auditor uses, so.
Is QuickBooks caught up right now?
Did you,
I put in all the paid bills as of yesterday,
How far behind was it?
Payroll.
except for payroll.
well, I had gone through May to
Yeah,
June,
I
so
started to June, and June and went lost.
Yeah.
Payroll,
payroll I think is the only thing.
yeah, and Andrea will be here next week. to
Why hasn't the payroll been put in?
Because that one was the absolute mess.
So why didn't you say something before now?
Because we were only using QuickBooks for the billing program, or for billing. So,
No, we use QuickBook for the audit.
but there was nothing in there up to December or past December of last year.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
As of December of last year, everything, because the bank was doing all of QuickBooks. The bank did QuickBooks. They didn't bring it to us until December of last year.
Yeah, when they done the audit.
Right.
So we should have had
So-
it after the audit.
Yes, and I did January through June, and then the billing portion continuing through total. She just filled up the rest for June, July, August, up to local, or, I'm sorry, my brain is not functioning, not local, present. And the only thing that was, it's giving errors, because the way that they had put in, did you mess with it at all?
What,
Payroll.
payroll, no, I
Yeah.
have not touched it, Andrea is coming in to walk me through that next week.
the way that they had worked on payroll, since they were taking care of payroll, they said that they would switch it over. Well, then of course she retired, and then Jody took over.
Andrew was the one that had done it before.
No.
I did not meet
No.
the lady that had done it before. She retired before I came on or as I was coming
Yeah,
on.
it was right there within that
I
week.
can't remember her
I
name.
can't either.
That's it. I don't know. why.
Right,
Who's doing it now? Andrea?
Andrea and Renee, I believe.
Okay,
The audit.
that's who we might.
Renee will do the audit,
Yes. Yes.
but Andrea is our accountant. Anyway, they were doing payroll over there, they said, don't worry about it, if it's screwy, it's screwy, payroll's the one thing you don't have to worry about, get your bills and get your payables in, so that's what I was doing.
But my question is, when they came to do the audit, we would have had to pay them more money like we did last year because it wasn't in like it should have been.
But it was in because they had done it on QuickBooks that they have over at Casey. That's what they brought us.
And then they downloaded it to our computer.
Yes.
Right.
So as of January 1, I had to enter all of that in. When it came to entering payroll, they said, don't worry about it, we do payroll at Casey. If it's giving you errors, it's not like we print out checks or anything anyway, just make sure everything else is in
But we
there.
still need the payroll in our QuickBooks to keep our account in order.
They were going to worry about that later, down the road. Well, I think, and then she retired.
That don't even make any sense to me. But I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
It was, we know you have a problem with it, don't worry about fixing it now, we can get around to fixing that later. Payroll is the only thing that is not in there. And she is coming next week,
2 days.
2 days.
The only thing that's not in there is pay.
Yeah.
And it's getting done when?
Next week,
Yeah,
Andrea's
Andrea's coming in,
and
and then it will
through
be-
anything I'm uncomfortable with on this.
Yeah. But she's not coming just for payroll, she's coming to do a full tutorial with you.
No, she's coming to do payroll.
Is she gonna, but she?
I'll ask her about
The tutorials.
doing the, how to put in like, where when we get money in, receivables and things like that, so while she's sitting there. Because we did the paid bills.
Right.
We didn't go through the receivables, I didn't want to mess anything up.
Right, which is, that's why I brought up QuickBooks to the board. Do they want that double check system, or do you want me to still be entering in the billing stuff on QuickBooks and stuff?
Can we think about that?
Good board.
I want to think about that a little bit. Because I can show her how to do QuickBooks, but that doesn't mean it's going to match what the auditor wants. Because I have a way to do it. Everybody does QuickBooks differently.
I
You know
would-
what I'm saying?
I would
think-
rather be able to do it the way the bank wants.
Exactly, and that's how I do it. I think
When's Andrea coming?
it's Tuesday, I think.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, I'm gonna give you that. She will be here the 27th
at what time?
8 AM.
That's on 11.
That is on Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
I had her coming on the day off because I didn't want to interrupt it.
And she's coming here.
Yes.
Okay.
She lives nearby here, so she's going to stop on her way to work.
Okay.
No, there's one.
On the back page.
I know it says Billy Chambers Executive Secretary. Legally, technically, that is acting Executive Secretary. I didn't know if it was possible, if we could
It's
just.
not acting, they appointed me.
When did that happen?
A long time ago.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, if we just.
I mean, you must have missed that meeting, because I told him, see this foot? That's gonna be up some people's butts.
Oh,
Yeah.
I wasn't happy.
I was not happy. That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
3 months?
Yeah,
Or more.
Yeah.
It's karma.
Yeah, tell me about it. I was not happy.
All right, moving on.
You're up to the,
Okay, new business, discussion possible action, ambulance equipment.
Corey, would you like to step up and address the board on this? Okay.
That's why I gave it to you.
Corey we do have the $285 grant for radios that we had gotten by IPRF. Corey went and got quotes, 255? 285. I'm sorry.
You said 285.
Yeah, I thought it was 2.
No, that's his old renewal. GTSI gave us a quote for 16 channel mobiles for in the rig at $310 a piece. That would be one for up front, and we would need another for back, so you would be getting one almost completely free, and then you would be paying for the other one. And that would be 16 channels, that, unlike the one we have in the rig we use every day, which tells us who we're talking to by what's typed out. I would have to type out a list showing which channel was, which
And you do
one,
need
so
two?
it's better, yes, one for the front, one for the back. It makes it easier on the medic when we're trying to get helicopters and.
GTSI, what is
Yes,
it?
Global Technical Systems Incorporated.
The radio.
Yes, the radio people. Here, Billy, you wanna?
I got it.
So the grant was for 285, the radio is 310.
For
Each.
one,
Right.
10 each, yes.
Compared to $499
Yes.
for the one that's in the truck you have. A piece.
Now, I have a question. Since the radio in 13, in 13 are the old style that do have the channels that are listed, and this style wouldn't have those, would you want to do one of each in each truck?
We could look at that as if they swapped out.
Okay.
Yeah, if they swapped out okay when we get
That would be
if or
good.
when we get the other ones, we can do that. At least for the front seat, so that the driver doesn't have to look at channels.
Right.
So.
While driving, as long as you push the button and it goes boop,
Right,
you know
because
you're on.
most of the hospitals, I actually have in my cell phone. The radio and back makes it easier, but I usually use my cell phone because it's more secure line, so.
Corey, how long is this quote good for?
They'll stand by it for
They'll stand by it.
a long time.
The only
I
thing
will
they were
say-
concerned about is with farming season coming up, they have a tendency to go through some of them, and they didn't have a whole
These are a
lot of
very, very
stock.
popular radio.
Yes.
This-
So it
Nothing else.
could be 3 to 4 months after.
Well,
farming season.
Nothing else, I would say at least one for now, and if we have to use the backup rig, we can use our cell phones. If anybody needs hospital numbers, I can provide them with those.
And the price does include programming and all that. That's all included in the 310.
What kind of
You're,
warranty?
with the grant, you're looking at paying $25 to get a radio that they have in stock now.
Yes.
For one.
For one.
Say what kind of warranty you have.
It does not show, I would have to double check with him on that.
He's looking for it.
Oh, okay.
They're usually a year.
I can't even think
It would be the same warranty as the radios that were in the other truck that were bought.
Does anybody know what those warranties were?
I don't know.
Probably a year.
That was before my time.
That would be a Donald W. question, and
I'm sure there's a folder in there somewhere for radios that has I know there was for radios, but that has the warranty information there or in a box.
follow up with Jody, I will try to find it.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
Donna didn't throw anything away, it's got to be
It's
somewhere.
in there.
What do you guys want to do? You gonna go with one radio, or you gonna just buy two while we're at it?
I think we should just get one for now.
Okay.
Okay.
You make a motion? The
Yes, I
one?
do.
Need a second?
I'll second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye. Now, is that price good if we separate them?
It's 310 each, yeah.
Global will stand by
Yeah.
the prices.
And if not, if there is not an expiration date on the quote that was given,
We'll go after
we
another one.
we know them very well. We work with them all the time.
Okay.
The only other piece of equipment, I think right now is we have to get some gloves, and I need, to get a bracket for the new suction container on the, and we, had a couple of lights that are dimming and going out. I've contacted O'Hare's, I'm waiting on a price specific. to
That on the new rig or the old rig?
That is on the old rig. So,
I'm sorry, can we not say new, because that one's older. than
three
that.
zebra thirty.
To me, the new one is the one that is just sitting there for now.
That is confusing.
Yeah.
And your contact is who?
gray O'Hairens, and they are getting the price and getting those to me.
With one of the flashing lights? or-
Yes,
Yeah.
one of the amber ones and one on the side. They're still lighting up, they're just not fully lighting up, so.
It's like the LED stripping is starting to.
Yeah, so we held off just a little bit to order, just because we were waiting to see what we would need on the 2003 Ford that's sitting next to the 313.
And all those lights work.
Yes, they did.
Oh, yeah.
Once we got, everything in there.
And the smoke cleared out.
We did change, but we did have to change the button. There was a backsplash, so that was purchased. Other than that, all we're waiting on is the bracket for the suction container, and Shirley said we can have it looked at prior to putting the lettering on. The lettering was done for free by Mr. Jack Burns, but it was the wrong color, so he is recutting it after he gets color samples. So he is making the cuts, and we will put those on.
I did find that there's a minimum 1 year limit.
It
There's
is,
a
okay.
minimum.
Wonderful, thank
Some-
you.
Some things end up to 5 years.
Jody.
Oh, okay, some parts,
I saw where you had documented on your check sheet from the other day that you had ordered a part to fix the hole in the CPRC.
It is actually waiting for this one to come up. Everything, then 3013 will come out of service. It will go to Cox. All the parts are there. It is just waiting to go in, and all the buttons and anything else that needs replacement, it will be taken care of at that time.
For the hole in the seat, are we going?
The seat will be completely replaced per IDPH standards.
That was my question,
Yeah.
because you put
It-
part on there, and I'm thinking, oh God,
The
I
whole
hope she knows
seat.
it cannot be.
Nope, the whole seat.
And that's to fix the scratch from Neil as well.
That was, yes, or to
And-
address the
and your
situation, yeah. They are just waiting on him to get in there, so.
Do you have a estimated time on?
As soon as I can get the bracket in for the suction and get Shirley over here.
That, I mean, that's it.
so you're just waiting for the inspection.
Yeah, as soon as I can get the bracket for that suction container, get it loaded. Gerald has done, and Corey have done an amazing job getting that rig ready and go.
The license plates have been ordered and all
That
that.
will be done after the inspection.
Oh, you have to do that,
Yes,
okay.
the inspection comes first. So,
Surely would be very expensive with your license plate, you would think.
come on now.
Come on, Bob.
The state doesn't have a heart at all. It's
They
like a
play
farm
double
truck.
ball.
They
Then
only
we
go back to the Chevy. It's like a semi, like $5,000. Okay.
So do we need
Anytime we
to
switch
approve the
trucks,
grant you got, or?
We haven't got a grant yet,
Right.
we're gonna discuss it.
Oh, okay.
I spoke with, find it, there it is. I've spoken with the USDA, we are eligible for a grant. They give upwards of $25,000. I don't know how much yet we will be eligible for. A brand new monitor is $34,002.75. I did speak with the individual, I just have to give them a quote on this. This is not the specific monitor that we have to go with, which means if I can get good quality equipment at a lower price, I can do that. So, but we would be looking at making up the cost of $9,000, but that's instead of spending $34,000, if we get the full 25 or 25,000 from USDA, we're spending $9,000 instead of almost 35.
And you have to have a monitor for the second ambulance.
I would
I don't
rather
think
the
it's
brand
good
new
to
monitor
be
go on the
switching,
primary
is it?
at this
I
point.
have, I'm sorry, I apologize in advance. I was under the impression that we were getting a second truck to have in the case that our first truck broke
That's
down.
exactly what it is.
I'm sorry, I'm speaking. We can switch the equipment from one truck to the other. Now it's to the point that we are stocking that truck fully and spending the money to do that. I don't think that's what we had originally agreed
I
upon.
think the new monitor
The
is
new monitors for
me.
3013.
Yeah, 30, I have to remember
Yeah.
that, 3013.
The new monitors for 3013 to replace the one that's 10 plus years. Yes, it is up to date, yes, it works.
The thing with grants, and I know you know this, I just bringing it up. If you apply for a grant for $25,000, and they only give you $10,000. You still have to use that money for what it was applied for, which means the rest of the money would have to come up with something. I think that grants are a great idea. I absolutely believe that we should be applying for as many as we can. However, when it comes to being financially mindful, if you don't have the money in the bank to pay 100% for it, taking the risk on filling out a grant that you're not sure you'll get 100% funded for, makes me very nervous.
And I understand that, and it does me too, but we're not going to move forward if I don't start trying to get newer equipment for our community that's better than what we have now.
But what we have works, it is not necessary to replace, and I don't think financially we're in a place where we need to look at that just yet.
Which is why it's coming to the board to see if they want me to apply for a grant or not. 'Cause I'm just in the pre-application
No, I
process.
completely agree and understand,
And it's the
but
reason
without
the big
giving
money's getting thrown at them.
without giving a second opinion, the board has nothing else to consider.
It's up to you guys. I'm in a pre-application process. There are other monitors out there that are cheaper than this one. Like he said, we don't have to use it for the $35,000 monitor.
You say the grant comes through the USDA?
It does.
Okay, what part of the USDA? Is it an emergency, FEMA, IMA?
It is.
And is it just like Michael said, is it mandatory to use it on that, or can you use any safety
This is actually
equipment?
one Teresa gave me where
Free
they were
grant.
able to purchase the police vehicle for. So that's what got me into this one.
Is this out of Effingham,
It
USDA
is,
office? Yeah,
yes.
I've dealt with them
Yes, it
guys,
is.
I've dealt with all.
Yeah,
And we've
Dan, I
got
believe
grants.
is his
Pardon?
name. I believe his name is Dan. I have to look.
Yeah, well, they sent me down to Florida, the regional director or whatever it was, and we ended up back
Right.
at Effingham's office, where we ended up
Yes,
with.
this is the Effingham office. I'm just in the very preliminary, the pre-application stage. Just kind of touch base with him to find out about grants.
And even if you do go through it, and like you're talking about the money part, we don't have to take
Right.
it. Even if you do it, and it don't cost on this grant here, it don't cost a
Right.
dime to do this. And if you don't want it, if you're in a position, you don't have the money to, if you only get
Right.
10,000 out of it, we don't have to do it. And the money's always there, we can always go back and do it again.
Exactly.
Right.
If we
Well,
was
I've dealt with them.
to take the money, how long is that good for?
What, this grant?
Any grant, I don't know.
Well, it depends what you're asking for, depends what program,
Yeah.
depends. If you don't use it, I can't remember what the time date is, but they're gonna pass it on down the road. Some other outfit like this, another
Right.
town,
Right.
goes looking for it, and we don't take it, it goes right on down the
We have
road.
gotten a lot of equipment. I've looked back through Donna's stuff. We have gotten a lot of equipment through grants.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I did.
Can we apply for multiple grants for multiple
Yes.
agencies for
I
the
actually
same
have
equipment?
one, yes, I actually have one that I'm trying towards firehouse subs. It's locked up now for another month, I think, so I have to.
That's why I went through the comptroller's office and come on around the big circle and got back to USDA. But I mean, that's because, and that was a Mr. Snevers I talked to up there, you know, and I said, well, you write the check, you know where the money's at. He said, well, and that was before Judy died. But that's how I handled all of it.
Right,
You know,
so
just
it is up to the
go
board,
after
that's
it.
why I brought it before you.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
got a question. Do we get the monitor checked yearly or whatever?
I have in the bills to
We do?
get it checked, yes. And get it
Remember
updated.
last year it was the preventative maintenance.
It's a
Yes, yeah, I
certification,
thought
it's a
it's saying that
certification.
she
right?
wants it.
Is it coming
Certi-
up?
Certification.
Yes, I have the bill to pay it, in
Yeah.
my folder.
I think they always do it in November.
So is everything fine with the monitor that we have?
Yes, it's functioning.
Okay, if that, I don't, what does that mean?
It's functioning,
It
it's
works.
older, but it functions.
It works.
Works,
Yeah.
there's not been an issue with it, or?
The Burma, that's the only issue.
It's a little hard, yeah, it's a little hard to read.
Yeah, but you're not guaranteed to do them, do the same thing,
Anything.
so that's the whole thing about that.
Electrical
You can't
interferences,
guarantee
you know, things
anything.
like that.
Right,
So-
right.
You know,
Right.
it can be brand new and it not work.
Right,
I
exactly.
got a question on this grant.
Yes,
Okay, let's say we do the grant and you get $10,000.
Do you have to buy a new monitor, or can you go get 2 refurbished monitors for that
And
price?
I do not have to have that specific monitor, no.
It
is not
depends how the grant is
Yeah.
worded, what, it
Sometimes you
depends on how
have
they give it to
to
you.
submit an exact make and
Yes.
model number
And
and
that is-
serial
Just
number.
depending on the grant.
That is something I asked
Yeah.
him.
Okay.
and he
It's
said-
gotta do what the best one will do, you know, it's like a generic medicine, it's gotta
Right.
do what it does, same thing.
Right.
Okay.
So, and that was something I asked him, because I knew we were not going to match $25,000, it was not going to happen.
You know, sometimes you go on a grant program, you can be the proto, or you can be the guinea pig if you be, you know, to try something new.
Yeah.
And usually you'll get a grant out of it, that's how it happened to be with the signage and
Right.
stuff at the township, us, our county, and I think Jasper County was the new people on that deal. That's how we ended up with our grant, so quick got everything done before we went statewide.
So it's, again, up to you guys if you want me to try for it. If you don't, that saves me.
As a board member, I say go for it.
Well,
Well, we gotta go for free money.
Right.
hello.
Hey.
How many are you sitting on right now? What?
Need a motion on that?
I motion.
Okay.
The USDA one is open right now, and firehouse subs will be coming up, and there was another one that I don't remember the
I
name
thought
of.
you said 3 the other day.
Yeah, 2 to 3 that I'm sitting on.
Okay,
Need a second.
need a second.
I'll say, go ahead.
I got Bob, I heard him first.
All in favor?
Aye.
Are you
Okay.
using those also?
Move on.
What else are you wanting to do with grant?
It will be mainly for monitors, but if we needed anything to that didn't come with one of the monitors, say our CO2 devices needed updated or something like that, I would look at
Is
that.
the E-grams one still in review?
Yes, it is, as of 2 days ago.
What did you say, CO2?
Yes.
CO2.
Do you really want to get into the medical stuff?
No, just tell me what it is.
It's a detector to make sure we have our patient intubated properly.
It's an attachment on the
Yeah.
monitor.
Just a
Yeah.
CO2 detector?
Yes.
That works.
Yeah.
I get that. I'm learning all these.
You're still looking at the Zoll, right?
Yes.
There's a new Zoll.
Yes. But again, that will be a newer Zoll.
Newer,
depending on
yeah.
what we-
Probably does.
Yeah.
Do they not do refurbish?
Yes, they do.
Have you considered refurbish?
Yes, I have.
And you want a new one?
Hmm?
And you want?
This is actually the one I was just given to show, this is what a new one costs.
Because they are
Yes.
expensive.
You can ask Billy, I've shock factored her a couple times recently.
Yeah.
It's more than a car.
And, yeah, and I was like you, no, and that's saying it nicely in here. No.
Is that the M series or is that a different one? I don't remember which one their new one is.
We have the E,
We have the
Greenham
E.
has the M, and there is one newer than that.
There's one
Yeah,
newer
that
than
Clark
M.
County just got, and we won't discuss the price.
I'm not familiar with the newest one. I've used the
This is the
M
X
series.
series, so this is actually, I believe, the one that Clark County went with as well. Clark County ambulance, so.
I know the M series is nice. I've used it
Yes,
with
they are.
Mattoon Fire when I was doing clinicals for my intermediate. The M series is nice. I have no idea about the X.
Okay. Where we at now?
Evo.
We are at employee eval. If you guys want to do those tonight, everyone is here. I know we had discussed them last time. Other than that, I have the forms.
But that's for the in-person.
Yes, that's an executive.
Yes.
If you're gonna do that, can I ask a question first? I just recently borrowed $1,100 from my pastor. I am taking the intermediate to medic class. However, I'm gonna have to trade 130 hours for the duration of class. Currently, not knowing Ben's status, which he's the full-time other EMT, Urkel has agreed to cover him, but if Ben comes back, I just want to clarify that either I'm gonna have enough vacation or personal hours to use in the event of me giving hours away, or am I gonna be risking my job doing this, or anything to that effect?
That's not on it, but kind of that is in personnel, in executive,
Okay,
because,
That does involve pay.
Yes.
yes,
okay.
yes. So-
Well, I mean.
But it's not that issue,
Yeah.
but it's kind of like that issue, because you got a good point.
Yeah,
Ben comes back, you can't trade. Urkel. you
Well,
know,
if
so-
Ben comes back, then I'm gonna have to trade with him instead.
Well, I meant if Ben, yeah, but yes, so, I thought about that,
Yeah,
so.
because I'm starting in October and we're unsure of his status when the doctor's gonna finally release him, so, I mean, I don't wanna jump into this headlong, and now that I've already obligated to $1,100 to the pastor, now I'm kind of.
Yeah. That is a very good question, yes.
No, Michael, it is, what's up?
Do you want to do?
Hang on, I'll hand the phone to her.
Becky?
Yeah.
Michael, dispatch need you?
No, I'm not gonna say Louis.
I think that pays really good, you're going to St. Louis.
St. Louis has
They come back.
Yeah, we may not come back, but the protesters that are blocking Kings Highway is the problem.
Money making.
Okay, I
So
would
which
say I
one
only have
is it?
like 3 or 4 things left. So, didn't want to do coordinator's report real quick?
Well, he was on the phone, so we skipped it, we'll go back to that, but
Okay.
do this payment.
So
So which one is it?
it's going to be this one.
One's got strings in it.
Yes.
Wow, do we need a new planner?
Well, it's the old copier that we're trying to use till it dies, it just needs cleaned in.
Actually, let me,
It's well on the
your
way.
question, I will call you right back.
Ben just needs to.
Right.
Yes, it
Like-
does.
It's
Jody?
his fault.
Yes.
I need to speak with you, please.
Sorry guys, we're on hold for a minute.
How do you guys do bills? Do you read them out loud, or do you just look at a sheet and call it good?
They're on here, and then we usually ask, what's this, what's it, we say it.
Okay, that's what I was asking.
Yeah.
Because if not, I was going to request a copy if I could have one.
This is kind of a strange subject, seeing how we just brought it up. I mean, is there any kind of SOP we can come up with for the event of going to someplace like St. Louis, where currently Kings Highway, which is the exit to Barnes Hospital,
Thanks,
is
Joe.
blocked by protesters? I mean, say we came up on something like that, what would you guys advise we do? You know, if I'm driving
Trying
on.
to get us okay just to drive through.
I'm
Go around
simply-
Interstate 70 to Kings Highway.
Simply
going backwards.
asking your opinion, and so I know in advance, I got a pre-plan, and I'm not trying to think of my idea right now.
Follow Jody.
I'm just kidding. That seems to
Don't
be
do
the
it.
theme tonight. Thanks, guys. All
See,
right.
I like the
Will you
flow.
know that ahead of time?
I know Kings Highway exits are blocked. I know we came out just to Barnes right now.
As an idea.
But that's on 64, not 70.
Yeah, if we
You
take
can get into
70.
Barnes
Well, that's
on
what I'm
70
asking, do you
sometimes.
know that ahead of time, so you can take a different route?
Sometimes.
Because I don't know how far ahead of
Sometimes, I
time
mean,
you
it all
guys find this
depends
out.
where riots and stuff are
I
happening.
like to use the system, call 911, tell them I'm on
She
my
is,
way, got a patient, and I need through here, what type of export am I gonna get? Army, Navy, whatever, Air Force, whatever, state police. But if you don't go protocol that way first, whatever you take actions of.
Right, that's what I'm saying, I don't want to
And whatever
be
we say
the
will
one
probably be wrong.
standing
I would
before the
suggest
judge.
911.
Don't run over anybody.
I don't plan on it, but if I'm starting to get attacked and they're trying to come into the rig, you know, I'm.
Right, you gotta protect the patient.
Yeah.
Good job, Tom, carry a gun.
Do you want to do the
I do,
Sure.
and explain what they are?
but that'd be the way to do
We
it.
had 17 total billed runs from August 1st to August 31st for $14,034.40. We've had receivables of $10,523.
Which is really good considering we were very slow in July.
Payables of $19,151.57 and current IDPA owes $3,887. Some of this is getting the 2003 Ford, so nobody gets confused, set up, which I was authorized to get it ready to do as a regular painting and everything done and stuff. The BCBS and Blue Cross Blue Shield, that is our insurance. The two Diamond Brothers, one was our yearly insurance that came in,
Can, will you say the amount too?
Sure, when I can find it.
It's on there.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
are
in the
you,
line.
yeah.
Are you doing the billing?
Yeah, we're down to what's being paid.
Okay. Any questions on the other stuff now that I'm back? It was not even a Toledo resident. No. Any other questions on the billables, receivables?
No.
No.
We're on more medical. She's reading them out loud with you now.
Actually, Diamond Brother.
Diamond Brothers was 4,167, that was our yearly. I'm gonna skip down to the other Diamond Brothers really quick, that was the policy for the board. Okay, more medical was stuff
For the
that
year?
For the rest of the year, I believe.
For the rest of the year, okay.
That is it. The bridge full coverage was 75,031.
Okay.
All contents, so. More medical was stuff we had ordered back in July, they had just gotten, it had been back ordered, so that was a while back. Scott's Building Center, there's 2 on there for the same price. We had gotten 2 different items, so, again, for the rig, to get the Urkel's fun job of taking off the, Park County part of it, so we could put Toledo area. And we also had to get a power cord so that the battery doesn't die. Labor law posters are our yearly posters we have to have posted. The 255 years old is for that monitor maintenance that she and I were discussing. Napa Auto Parts was also for the Ford. First Neighbor Bank Accounting is 170. After the audit, that should have gone back down to normal. It will probably be up again due to her having to come in and go through the books.
And it's 170 is actually,
Is
about
about
normal.
Bessie was our yearly fire extinguisher maintenance, as well as the 2 new extinguishers for the rig. Toledo Pharmacy was for strips. We already went over the Scott and the Diamond Brothers. Frontier is the office phone. The Green Up Automotive, I had to call Lee the other day, the fuel filter light came on in the 3013, it was cutting out. Green Up Automotive had us in and out in 20 minutes. So we also have an after hours number for him.
Is that the new outfit on Main Street?
It is, and he is wonderful.
Yeah.
So he had that, like I said, he got us, he stopped everything else, got us in and out.
Where's he located?
Still Ralph McCormick Building?
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Right on the corner of Franklin and Cardinal.
Yeah.
Right across, catty corner across the post office?
No.
That's Carmen.
West of the theater.
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Old
So,
gas station.
yeah.
Okay, you're over now.
I'm GPS in now.
The quarterly was our payment to the comp for 3,764. The 9550,
That was work comp?
no,
No,
the 3,000.
Yeah, the 3,000 was
Yes,
work
it was.
comp.
That's quarterly,
Yeah.
remember, that's the big one that they broke down
The
for.
one on there to me, we hadn't gotten locked cabinets. The village told us that they are now wanting the old office, so the files were going to have to move. We do have people in and out of the office, we have people that occasionally sleep in there, so that was for padlocks to secure what files need secured. For a total of 11,796.46. And then the auto payables payroll week 1 was 3,443 and 12 cents. Week 2 was 3,500 estimated. Our Verizon Wireless, we called in the ambulance to send our 12 leads in so that they have another phone. 64.75. Fuel was 347.24. Billy, I told you wrong when I told you 340 the other day. It was actually, let me find it. Or I'm sorry, when I told you 240 the other day and we thought Casey's was cheaper, it was actually 254 a gallon. So Casey's is actually cheaper.
The FS was what?
FS is 254 a gallon for last month. Casey's is actually cheaper at this point.
And Casey's is what?
It's 245 the other day,
There's
249
a,
the other day, and 5 cents off if you use it, if you get a convenience card and use that.
There's a big difference in diesel fuel. The cheapest is not
Yes, I agree,
Right,
definitely.
agreed.
I do not think we should use Casey's diesel.
I was asked to check into it, so
I asked her to
I
check
don't
into
Right,
care
yeah, I'm just giving
where
my
we get
opinion.
fuel.
I would recommend getting an FS.
Because they're open 24 hours a day, and I went back and the price.
Well, I actually, I ran that, Casey to Mark, and I never had a problem.
I'm gonna say too many people do.
That's all I use, it is bio-free.
Which
Casey's
is?
fuel is.
Yeah. The only thing I did is in the wintertime, I made sure I had supplement to it.
Yeah.
Which you should always,
Yeah.
you should, yeah, no matter what house, but like I said, I drove an 06 Cummins, and I mean, that's all I put in those cases.
Really? Yeah.
No, I think FS is probably better fuel, but it's also more expensive.
Right,
Well,
okay, so,
I bought cheap fuel one time. and-
Right.
And it just didn't work out.
Yeah.
I use Casey's all the time, yeah.
But we're not diesel.
Right, but
Yeah, I know what you're saying, if you get bad diesel, you're in for an expensive.
Well,
You can
people
get that
get
diesel
blown
in
over.
FS just the same as you can
Right.
Casey's. Right.
On a tractor or a combine, it just, the distance is unbelievable. How good fuel and poor fuel, I mean, you can run forever on good fuel, and poor fuel is just, man, I bought.
Lose horsepower and, yeah.
Yeah, you lose everything, you know. My old tractor used to run way up in the afternoon. I put that cheap fuel in it and you'd run out before then, you know.
Are,
It just go through there like that.
Burns faster.
Burns faster, yeah, you just don't get, for some reason.
are we considering applying for a Casey's card?
I was asked to check into it, that's up to the board if they want me to consider. Or, my big concern is, yes, generally most of us have cash or a debit card. My big concern is if my crew gets out and they can't call. Don't get me wrong, they can call me and I can give them a card number over the phone, but that's my concern.
Okay, I'm
Have we
just,
ever run into that as an issue?
At this
Ever?
point, no.
I mean, ever.
Come close.
Yeah, we have sat on, we have sat on icy highways for quite a while before.
what I would suggest, because speaking of being at other boards, say we get a Toledo ambulance, she'll have to have one. She'll have to have one with their names on it.
With their own pin, with their own, so you
Yes.
don't even what?
I would suggest that we keep like a petty cash in the ambulance locked up. So if they do get locked, if they do get out,
We already have drugs that put a big target on us, I don't wanna have cash on them too.
well, nobody will know, you just don't tell anybody.
What about a prepaid Visa?
You're still gonna have two. You don't wanna leave it in the vehicle.
Well, if you're gonna leave petty cash in the vehicle,
Well, we haven't voted on that yet.
no, but I'm saying though, if you,
Suggestions.
like, if you were gonna do that, you could put a card in there easier than cash.
Yeah, but this is expire at some point, so say we don't use it, I guess we have to get it. Yeah.
Is there a problem with the way that we currently do it?
Being reimbursed, no.
I mean, getting fuel.
Well, we're talking about like, say you're in
Yes.
St. Louis.
Exactly,
Right.
but I have used my own debit card
Right.
to do that exact thing right there. We're the two medics.
Right, and I
Do
don't
you have a
care.
problem?
And they
It
get
was-
reimbursed.
The reason it was brought up was because we were checking fuel prices.
No, absolutely, absolutely, and that's why
I say if you're fine with doing that, then you just leave
Yeah,
it.
I'm fine.
If it's not broke, don't.
Right.
I know going to Peoria and back, you got just under 8 of a tank of fuel, you roll back into Toledo. And it gets kinda, you start sweating.
It depends on who's driving.
That was Charlie actually driving.
State taxes were $472.60 and federal taxes were $2,340.60.
So that total is $73.55.11. That brings the total for the month of September on bills to $19,151.50. 19,151.57.
Here.
Yes.
The total after already cleared bills is $12,889.67. The amount we currently have in checking is $1,482.03.
Which the president was made aware of.
The amount after bills will be negative $11,407.64.
We're doing great.
Taxes are coming in at the end of the month.
How much did you say we have in the account?
1,000 what? The second.
$1,482.03.
That's what I was listening. Okay.
That is correct.
She didn't give you that.
Okay,
No, it didn't print out for everything.
Okay.
just the first
Like about 12,000.
about
Yeah, and that may
$12,000.
be temporary for the state, because our taxes are ready to come in here pretty quick, so.
How much are we looking to get back on? the
Last year we
system?
got 16,000, this year it should go up, so.
But not much.
But still, like,
July's went up fairly decently, I believe.
Yeah,
So,
it went up like 11,000,
yeah.
which really shocked me.
So, okay, so we already owed the bank 15,000. We are obviously gonna have to borrow money, but we're saying we borrow another 15,000. And then we get our taxes back to 16,000 and pay them 15,000. We still owe the bank $15,000. Where are we gonna come up with that?
Who said was gonna borrow 15?
I'm just saying, you know, that was, we have
I said
1,100 in
12.
there and 11,000.
Right.
Right. Do we?
And I think we still owe some, what, 10,000? On the other one we borrowed? Not the cot.
No, I'm telling you,
It's 15 on the other one?
30 altogether, we paid 15. Where we're at with billing right now, which we just told you, and so it's put us right around 30 again, and when the taxes came in, it would be right around probably 16 again.
Hopefully we paid the other 15 off of the other tax
Exactly.
instead of borrowing. But I don't think we need to borrow 15, maybe 12.
Well,
So, it's, with slow calls, things like that, we were not expecting to have to get an ambulance, we all knew that. We had to get it ready to go in, so.
so we have to borrow that.
It was mandated.
Yes.
We'll be very glad when the other loans get off.
right. Okay, what else?
Motion to approve the paperwork.
Yeah, make a motion, pay the bills.
I'll make a motion, Mr. President, to pay the bills.
In second,
I'll second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, you ready for it?
Did you want the rest of my coordinator report?
Oh, sure, go ahead.
Well, do you wanna do,
I forgot, we forgot, just over that.
that's the other half of the billing report is August, that's the end of our fiscal
If
year.
we need to do
report.
it, then yeah, go ahead.
Okay, well, I just, you had done the one, do you
Oh,
want to do this one?
well, I had just started it, so I can't carry on.
Okay, that's perfect.
Unless you don't feel like talking.
This one?
Yeah, this is for August, so this was our last month on the fiscal year. This puts us, given the information that we have for the entirety of the fiscal year now. So, our runs, we had an estimation of 135,000, we actually did 112,207.02. With our taxes and then the revenue, which was something else that we had received money for, as well as what we accrued on the account, our total that we had gotten for the actual for the year, $162,015.60. We had budgeted $181,000. We were over on several different things, general liability, the phones, but that was a one-time pay for the office phone. However, what we had considered for that budget was just for the cell phone on a 12-month basis, so that one will need to be reviewed. The fuel, we can't,
That's a guess.
yeah, we can't ever stage the price of fuel in the future. State taxes and federal taxes, we need to consider on that one. The Medicare reval, that one's actually not up for another 4 more years. The accountant fees we need to look at, and the vehicle, of course, we had the big on the vehicle this year. So our year-to-date actual and then what we had for the budget, I That's more of a Lisa thing, because she's treasurer. So I don't know if you want to table doing the budget for this fiscal year
yeah.
17, 18.
She'll need to be here.
Yes, yeah.
But food for thought, we brought in 162,000 and we spent 201,000, so.
Sure. We will have an EMT basic class informational meeting September 28th to 2017 at 6 p.m.
Say again, wait, say again.
It's what I had to put in the paper, the EMT basic informational meeting for a possible class being held here in January.
And what, we was the,
27th, the 28th
28.
of this year at 6 p.m. It will be the informational meeting. Mr. Butler has also been contacted for any seniors that may be getting close and will be 18 by the time they test, so that they can start getting their foot in the door if that's what they would like to do. All the area coordinators have been contacted as well.
Will you allow credits for that?
CUs.
No, credits for high school.
That will be a surety question. That's why we're having the information meeting. Maintenance on the ambulance, we have started tracking them. Did not really have any maintenance records or any request forms when maintenance was being done. So now we will be able to track each rig so that we know which one's causing us issues. Or if 5, 10, 20 years from now we go to get another one, we'll know which one needs to head out the door. I had already told you about the fuel filter. The tires were rotated for free by Neil Tire. They hadn't been rotated in quite a while, so they were rotated when we realized there was some wearing on them. And other than that, what else? And that would be my request for executive.
Need a motion to go to executive session.
Okay.
37.8, Billy.
what time?
7:38.
I got 7:36.
I have 7:36.
Sorry, Danny, you're wrong.
God, darn it.
Go over there and sit in the clock.
That's not
How's my bedtime?
Get table those.
Say again.
Excuse me, Aaron.
Yep. Policy just proceeded, table until next.
Until
Next
the
month.
correction, until
Until
the
the
change.
correction.
Corrections,
Right,
and
yeah.
we'll have the next, we'll hopefully have everything at the next meeting, so, including the wording on the Region 6 Protocol Act.
Correct.
Now, I will probably need copies of that, so I can put it in their packets, so they can go
You'll have
with
it
it.
Of the changes made.
Of the changes made, yes.
I'll go in.
Can you, do we have on here when it's done in the corner?
I can put it on there, please do, we'll do,
Okay.
Well, yes.
September 2017.
Yes.
updated, such and.
Updated
Yeah.
version.
Yes,
Because I think it's got it on the front, doesn't it?
Oh, it might.
it does.
On the policy?
Yeah, it's got
On
Jesus.
mine, yes.
Can you put it
I've got both of them.
on every page? And
So like where it says revised.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
That way every page.
That way we know.
Yeah.
We know
Well,
where we're
if you italicize.
So you know what you're
where
talking
I
the
will
change of
number
font
each
on
page
it,
and
then
each
you know
page.
it's
How's that?
changed.
Yeah, then we want page 3.
Done?
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn this meeting.
Okay, need a second.
I will second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
I understand.